We're in Kuala Lumpur, the beating heart of Malaysia, where this country's culture, flavor, and history all intersect. We think that the best way to discover a place is through food, and while we're on this whirlwind tour of the country's capital, we'll show you all the must-see places and the must-try foods here in Malaysia. We're not just trying Malaysia's most iconic flavors, we're exploring this city's stunning landmarks, so join us as we uncover the sights and flavors here in Kuala Lumpur. We've found ourselves in our favorite place in the world, malls. Look at that, oh my God.
And there's little monkeys everywhere.
This is the thing to do.
I think it's too busy for the critters to come out.
Display of horrors.
What is that? Where'd it go?
That's really tasty. A Malaysian treasure. Even though learning's for nerds. Modern art at its finest.
I am made to be free.
Malaysia, home to over 33 million people, is a country where vibrant cultures, stunning landscapes, and incredible food have all come together in one unforgettable destination. With a rich history shaped by Malay, Chinese, Indian, and colonial influences, Malaysia is a true melting pot of cultures, languages, and flavors. While Islam is the official religion practiced by about 63% of the population, Malaysia also embraces its religious diversity with significant Buddhist, Christian, and Hindu communities, where each has affected the food and culture of the region in a distinctly Malaysian style. With its mix of modern skyscrapers, colonial architecture, tropical rainforests, and stunning islands, Malaysia offers a fascinating contrast of old and new. We are super excited to discover for ourselves what makes Malaysia so many people's favorite country to visit.
We found ourselves in our favorite place in the world, malls, but we're here in Kuala Lumpur during the Lunar New Year. So it's all like done up.
Really, so pretty.
Nice. So one thing that's famous in Malaysia that I really haven't seen absolutely anywhere else in the world is something called Kopi Cham. What it is it's half coffee and half tea.
Yeah.
I've drank a lot of coffee, I've drank a lot of tea in my life, but I've never thought to like pour the two together. A lot of places have it. So we're just gonna grab one and we're gonna try out this Kopi Cham, half tea, half coffee.
So we got our Cham iced because it's super hot out. But here we're trying it live.
Our first taste.
Ooh, I like it.
It's interesting.
I like it.
Interesting. It's not just straight coffee. It's like sweetened milk in coffee and tea. So
Yeah.
coffee and tea and milk.
And it actually, I don't know what I was expecting, but it does have a really nice tea flavor and slight coffee. Like it's a very good
It's
mix.
more tea than coffee.
Yeah.
But it's sweet. Maybe they always are, maybe they aren't. But
I like it.
yeah,
It's really
it's
good.
more tea forward than I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, Cham, half tea, half coffee.
It's really good.
Very refreshing on it. 30-degree, 1000% humidity day like today.
We are here in KLCC Park. It's the park just below the Petronas Towers. So you can get a really nice view of them from down here during the day or at night when everything's lit up. And the park itself is really, really nice. It's well manicured. There's like a swimming pool you can dip into if you want to. Big playground. It's really, really nice.
So from this bridge here in the middle of KLCC Park, you get the best view of these iconic towers. These are probably the most iconic towers in all of Malaysia. They're called the Petronas Towers. And you can even get up in this and walk around and see the cityscape. Pretty cool looking buildings. one of the most famous food streets here in Kuala Lumpur is a street called
Jalan Alor.
Jalan Alor, and it's just shops and a food street the whole way down. And so we've come here to try maybe Malaysia's most famous food, nasi goreng. What is nasi goreng?
It's like Malaysian fried rice.
It's a Malaysian fried rice. So we got a place picked out along here, and we're gonna tuck in some famous Malaysian nasi goreng. It's definitely one of the most famous Malaysian foods, so if you come here, you have to get it. Otherwise, what's the point?
We got our nasi goreng. I got the beef one, and Tristan got the chicken one. It looks really good, smells really good. Looks like there's little like crispy fried onions on top, some veggies. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's really good. It does have a different flavor than any other fried rice we've really had. It's smokier, I would say, is the biggest difference I noticed. A little bit spicy. We heard that it was made with a sweet soy sauce. And I think that might add a little bit more depth to the flavor, which is really nice. But it's not super obvious. I think the smokiness actually might come from that caramelized soy sauce. It's really tasty. It adds like a really nice flavor.
I really like nasi goreng. It's a little bit spicier than regular fried rice would be, which is really good. And it's just got sort of a more complex flavor. It's got more going on in it than a regular fried rice. You can tell that it's more of a main dish kind of on its own, and it's not as much of a side dish. It's really good. So if you're in or when you're in Malaysia, this is one you're not going to want to miss.
And I think you can get it like everywhere.
We knew it was going to be nice, so we came back to the park at night. A little bit cooler. This night's still very humid, but check this out. It's so beautiful. This park is bumping at night, and I understand why. We're really enjoying these towers. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
You can go up them. Maybe you're interested in going up them. If I want to see it though, I won't go up it, because then you can't see it. But some people like going up tall, so you can go up them if that interests you. But at night, you want to see them. Go up during the day, maybe at night. You want to come just into the park and just enjoy the view, because these towers are, look at that, oh my god, they're stunning at night. And they're not lit up blue and pink and purple. It's white light, so you can actually see what they look like. Very well done. Good work. Good work, Kuala Lumpur. Today's adventure takes us to maybe Malaysia's most iconic site, Batu Caves. If you've Googled Malaysia on Google Images, this has come up. Maybe it's #1. And so we're headed up there, and our adventure starts here at KL Central, the train station, where we can take a commuter train straight to Batu Caves.
Super easy.
Very easy, and
cheap.
it's like 250 ringgit. So it's like 50 cents. Yeah, so let's go to these caves. They're like iconic.
We have arrived. It's like right next to the train station, so super easy to come visit the Batu Caves. The Batu Caves themselves are free, but there's like a few other little caves and temples that are paid. And there's little monkeys everywhere already. So cute.
I gotta say one thing, when you get off the train, you exit the station, there'll be people right there being like, it's this way, it's this way. It's not that way.
That's one of the paid.
You gotta walk, there's touts. It's just like India. There's immediate misdirection and trying to get you to go to places that are paid, and their buddy's place, and this cave and that cave. The stairs coming here is free, just walk past them. You'll see, you can't miss it, but it's not right at the train station. It's close, but it's not right there. We're at Batu Caves, probably the most famous site in Malaysia. Those rainbow stairs, the giant statues and the temples on each side. So these limestone caverns were converted into Hindu temples in the late 1800s. So they're not like super old, but they also don't look super old. So
It's just cool.
But this is the thing to do here in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur. So we got some stairs to walk up, but it's very pretty. Instagram heaven.
Made it to the top.
Some kids, some young gentleman is just loving it because there was two monkeys banging. He's just
loving it.
It's the funniest
So
thing he's ever
funny.
seen in his life.
Oh man. But yes, we made it to the top. The climb wasn't too bad, but obviously it's hot and humid, so it makes it.
Not sweaty, you're sweating.
I'm not sweaty at all. But the caves look so cool.
Batu Caves is beautiful. I had no idea. I thought it was just stairs to like a little cave, but it's huge. And then you walk through a cave and you come into this like open cavern space. I didn't expect this at all. Anyways, it's really cool. It's really nice.
Apparently, this cave wasn't always religious. In the early 1800s, it was discovered and used to harvest fertilizer from like all the bats and birds that live in here. So that's kind of neat. All we see is pigeons now, but I'm sure there's bats
I'm
in here
looking
too.
for bats. Apparently there's also scorpions and snakes and a bunch of stuff that live in this cave. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, I think it's too busy for the critters to come out. So one of the paid caves that we heard about was this dark cave. So we're heading in there now. It's about like 2/3 the way up the rainbow steps.
He thinks people are watching me. So it's called the Dark Cave because it's dark and you pay, it's 15 ringgit and then you get like flashlights. I don't know if it's a guided adventure, a self-guided adventure, but it looks pretty cool. And there was a screen, a display of horrors and monsters that live in this freaking cave.
Let's go look for
Just
them.
nuke the cave, man. These things are gross.
We just made it to one like opening. It's pretty neat. It's kind of nice that it's like dark except for your flashlights. So far we've seen some bats and like cockroach things that are kind of gross, but pretty cool. Whoa, what is that? What is it? Where'd it go? We made it to the end. It opens up here, which is really cool. This is really neat. This is well worth it. For 15 ringgit,
If you're coming to Batu Caves and you don't do this,
just kind of,
you just should. I don't know how else to say it.
yeah, it's just fun exploring.
This is equally as nice. I mean, the other one's nice. It's iconic. You want to see it. That's good.
This
This is
obviously
like just fun.
Yeah, this is
And the
fun.
other one's free. So like, just picture the whole package as
15 ringgit.
15.
Yeah.
And then it's like an easy pill to swallow. It's
Yeah.
already easy. It's 15 ringgit. It's like $4.
We just finished our time at Batu Caves. It was really nice. It's definitely touristy, but like well worth coming to. Other than the dark cave, we're not gonna bother paying for any of the other little caves or temples just because they seem a little bit like tourist traps. So the dark cave was definitely worth it, and the main cave is free. But yeah, it was super nice.
If you are in Kuala Lumpur and you've come here to be a tourist in Malaysia, there's no reason you wouldn't come up here to Batu Caves. You have to. It's absolute must. And including the train up from KL Central. Dark Cave and the train back is technically less than 20 ringgit. So like, there's no excuse in the whole wide world.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Highly recommend. Must see. Good morning. Today we're headed to Independence Square. But first we're getting a breakfast. So a Malaysian isn't eating Nasi Lemak for breakfast. They might be eating something called Roti Canai. And so we're gonna try it out. Trevor James actually recommended this place, even though right now we're not following the food ranger. We're gonna go check out this place and see what this Roti Canai is before we head over to Independence Square. We've got a breakfast coming.
Yeah, we've ordered. We've got 2 tea trek coming, which is like a cold iced tea. And I got the special Roti Canai, which comes with eggs and then like a sauce. And then Tristan got the plain Roti Canai with some dal. We'll give it a try.
It should be good. Okay, we got our iced tea terek. I don't know what it is. I actually don't know. Oh, it tastes identical to just like a bubble tea kind of tea.
Milk tea.
Milk tea. Yeah, milk tea. I don't drink either of them. So.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Identical. Exactly. These look really good. They're like so flaky. It's like this flaky pastry. Look at this. It looks really good. Fresh hot. And then I got dal. That's what I thought I was getting. They asked me if I wanted chicken. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that instead. But I guess, and then both. Okay, yeah, try this stuff. It's like super liquidy dal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like super liquidy. Okay, I guess it's made to like soak up in the bread. It's good. It's got like a really like strong like lentil flavor. It's very beany. But yeah, it's like a liquid. And then there's this chicken. Let's give this a try. That's really good. It's like a spicy curry chicken.
Nice.
It's got like a lot of like Madras curry powder kind of like flavor. It's pretty good. Okay, I got a piece of this roti. I'm gonna do some dunks. I'm gonna do both. It's really good. That's really tasty.
Look at this sloppy heaven. Okay, so mine is cut up roti with, I think this is the dal or the chicken sauce or both. There's some sambal here and then 2 soft eggs. And I think you just mix it all together and give it a shot. Okay. I'm gonna see a little bit of this. Oh, this almost like nice and sweet. Little bit of heat. Dal, I think, yeah, it's the same as what Tristan has. It's really tasty. Eggs just add nice like creaminess to it. This is tasty. It's more mild flavors than I was expecting, which is really nice for breakfast. Yeah, I like this sambal. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm not normally an Indian food for breakfast kind of person. The further we get into this meal, the more mild flavors and just the sheer tastiness of it, it's like so good. Trevor James actually gave this a 9 out of 10. And rightfully so, it's like delicious. We're just leaving breakfast now. We're not We weren't thinking we were gonna call it specific places. This place was like really tasty.
You're really kind.
And
too.
super kind, and so it's called Mansion Tea Stall. It's close to Independence Square. And it looks like this outside. Super good. And our meal, the 2 teas, the roti, my 3 rotis, dal, chicken, Stacey's roti special, came to a total of 20 ringgit, or about $5 US between us. So $2.50 each for breakfast. Come on, how could you turn that down if you're here? Now our next adventure today takes us to Independence Square, where some exciting things happened in the 1950s. So when we get there, we'll show you about it. We're here in Independence Square, which is not actually like either of us expected.
It's a big green space.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a concrete space, but also I didn't expect it to be surrounded by all these colonial era buildings. Now the reason the country might have something called Independence Square is because Malaysia was a British colony for a while. As the British Empire spread into Southeast Asia, there were certain areas the British Empire had their eye on. Singapore at the time, the Strait of Malacca was part of Malaysia. Malaysia remained a colony of Britain until August 31st at midnight in 1957, when the Union flag was lowered and a Malaysian flag was raised for the first time. Since then, this has been called Independence Square. It used to be
A cricket
like
pitch.
the cricket pitch or some sort of playing field for some like royal something club here. And it kind of looks like it, kind of feels like
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the middle of a cricket pitch.
Yeah, for sure. And so here they renamed it Independence Square, and every year since then, this is where they'll often have or start their Independence Day parade. A bit of history, and I appreciate that we see all around us the modern Malay skyline, but below it are all these old British colonial buildings. It adds such like a
It's neat contrast.
It's such a neat tapestry of culture here. And I always appreciate it, not just because I'm of British heritage myself, because I think that celebrating kind of all parts of a history and keeping it to tell the country's story, I think that makes a place like really interesting to visit and to see. So it's kind of nice.
Just behind the giant flagpole are these 2 colonial buildings here that they've left. One was the old printing press building and an old bank building. Is this the Victoria fountain you were talking about?
Victoria Fountain. Yeah, what a pretty fountain. I actually thought it was gonna be a little bit bigger, but makes up for it with being kind of nice.
We have come to the Central Market to escape the heat. And this place is actually really nice for souvenir shopping and whatnot, because it's a little bit more like unique stalls everywhere. And it's more like Malaysian made souvenirs. So a lot more artisan stuff. But yeah, it's really nice in here. A lot of really cute things.
Don't you leave me like I need you now? Come on, say tomorrow, but tonight I'll go crazy.
We needed to try chicken satay. It's that famous grilled chicken on a skewer with the peanut sauce. Famous in Malaysia. Peanuts and garlic and all kinds of stuff. It's actually so good, that like sweet peanut sauce, chunks of peanut, crispy chicken, garlic in there. A Malaysian treasure. We're just across the street from the Sri Maha Mariamman Temple. It's a Hindu temple or a Tamil temple. And just down the street is a Chinese style temple as well. And it's interesting to see that Malaysia really is kind of like a kaleidoscope of cultures, sort of all mixed into one Malaysia. It's just kind of interesting to see. It's neat. We're in Chinatown here in Kuala Lumpur in search of lunch. And lunch today is this famous, super famous Malaysian dish called mee goreng. Mee goreng is just like a stir-fried noodle, but it's everywhere and it's super popular, so we have to try it while we're here, and so do you.
So mee goreng is like a fried noodle dish here in Malaysia. And it's like a little bit spicy, but like barely. It's really good. I think this is kind of like the fried rice, you can't really go wrong. Sorry, it's really loud around here, but this is really tasty. Okay, it was really loud, so we didn't film too much of us eating it, but this was super good. It gets that like richer color from oyster sauce and that like same caramelized soy sauce that was in the fried rice we had. And there's bean sprouts, some carrot, tomato as well. Really good depth of flavor, a little bit of heat, super easy to find everywhere, and just like a really easy meal to get. It's super good. You'll see it everywhere. Must try in Malaysia.
It's about time, we think, for a little bit of culture and history in our time here in Kuala Lumpur. We can't eat the whole time or just look at beautiful things. We have to read some things too. So we've come to the National Museum of Malaysia.
Learn something.
Even though learning's for nerds. Just kidding. We're nerds. So far, with the exception of being a little bit hot, it's been a very enjoyable museum so far. It covers in sort of 4 sections. The first one is like the Paleolithic and the Neolithic sort of periods and the Bronze and Iron Ages. Then it went into the sort of Empire period.
The kingdoms.
Different kingdoms, and then it came into the colonial period. And then the final section covers sort of post-colonial Malaysia, so modern Malaysia. Following the museum, we've randomly stumbled into some exhibit about Malaysian like animation and games and cartoons and toys, and I don't know, it's really AC'd in here though. Nice.
Additionally, there's like a music museum exhibit. These parts we didn't know existed. It's kind of a nice addition.
Well, the forecast took a few days to catch up. We're finally getting our first rain in Malaysia. It's been promising rain every day. This is the first time it's come through. So let's get out of the rain. And that actually coincides with us finishing the museum, which, especially for 5 ringgit, is lovely. It's a lovely museum. Get a little bit of history.
I appreciate the description of like the different kingdoms, bringing all the different like cultures and ethnicities together, and how they like celebrate that here.
Yeah, they're really quite pleased about it. Which is nice because when we look at Malaysia, when we see Malaysia from our tourist eyes, it's very clearly like Malay, Chinese, and Indian have created Malaysia as a whole. So it's because it's about 50% Malay, and then the other two are split. The other 50% are split between Indian and Chinese. That's just really neat. It's interesting, and we see it and we feel it just walking around. So it's nice to learn a little bit about that history. Yeah, for 5 ringgit, and if you're here, you gotta swing by. You gotta do a little bit of book learning. All right. The rain has come that was foretold, that was promised, that was prophesied. And we're trying to get to a food ranger location. But I think we're going to arrive soaking wet. The entire time, the weather said, well, rain, rain, rain. We're always like, should we bring an umbrella? Should we bring an umbrella? And we're like, nah. Alright, we should have brought an umbrella. It got rain here because it got really rainy. We just had a really good meal at Trevor James, 9 out of 10. But if you want to see that, you gotta watch all the other content. And hey, you guys want to see a cool trick while we have lightning flashing above us? Check this out. If I say subscribe, that just lit up down there. So hit it. Anyways, I'm just delaying because I don't want to go out into that. But so far, otherwise the weather's been acceptable.
We are heading down Kuala Lumpur's famous food street, Jalan Alor, which is pretty empty right now because it is the morning. Because we are heading somewhere for breakfast to have Malaysia's national dish, Nasi Lemak.
The place that we're headed for breakfast is called Nasi Lemak Alor Corner, and it's a super popular place. So we'll show it to you, and we'll show you this Nasi Lemak. Okay, we got our Nasi Lemak. It's Malaysia's national dish, and what it is, it's a base of like coconut rice, and then you like pick toppings for it. You just like pick whatever you want, and it's usually in like kind of a cafeteria line style, or it's a big tray laid out in front of you to say some of that, some of that. So with this, we got some chili and potatoes, some chicken rendang, super famous, just an egg and cucumber, and one of the more famous things to get is a mixture of peanuts, sardines. We've had it with omelets. We've had it with some fried potato chicken balls. You get it kind of with whatever's looking good that day. But this is our plate for breakfast. Yeah, it's just like super good, and you just kind of like take it all and you mix it together into just like make up like delicious little bites. The rendang sauce is so good. It's almost like a curry. It's a little bit sweet. The chicken just like, I don't know, it's braised and it's soaked in it, so it's just like so good. This is the first time we've had these potatoes. These are actually like really good. Soft. They just almost like dissolve into a delicious chili mashed potatoes in your mouth. Like so good, and you just create little bites. Create little bites with everything.
Make a little bite.
Got everything. Rendang. Oh, here, look at that. Rendang, chicken, potato, rice, cucumber. The best part about Nasi Lemak is you customize it to be the breakfast that you want. I don't like fish. They had squid. They had some fish curries. They had the anchovies with the peanuts. You don't gotta get any of that. You make the breakfast your own. The base to the Nasi Lemak is this coconut rice. Some things are a little bit more traditional. Kind of, maybe if you ask a Malaysian, oh, do you need this? They might say, yeah, you need the peanuts and anchovies. But it's your breakfast. You get it the way you want it. It's our last day in Kuala Lumpur, so we've come to the National Art Gallery to enjoy some inside activity because it said it was going to rain today again,
even though
like
it's
yesterday.
Like beautiful,
Gorgeous day out, but that means it's way too hot. But yeah, we're both really excited. We think this is gonna be super good. And
see a bit of Malaysian culture.
It's gonna be awesome. And also, apparently, it's free. So, shit.
Bonus.
And this is modern art, baby. Let's go. Hitting the TV with a hammer in silence in black and white. Oh, what's gonna happen? Modern art at its finest. I found a piece of modern art that I genuinely think is very good. There's two kinds. There's slow motion smashing a clock with a hammer, which I think is cheap and it just is like kind of interesting for your monkey brain. This is like actual genuine proper art that like elicits emotions. This is good modern art. I like this. I like this a lot. So far, so good here.
I've noticed at certain places like it's children's eye level and they put certain art lower for kids, which is kind of cute.
It's cute.
Yeah. As we head down the spiral ramp of the art gallery, we have finished. It's very much like modern art. I think the oldest things we saw were from the late 1800s, but I love modern art. And I think like you can really see the influence of Malaysian culture in the art, which is really cool.
There's some good modern art and there's some bad modern art. There's literally a white canvas and it was like blank canvas.
Yeah,
drives
those are
me
the
crazy.
worst.
Drives me with the frickin' wall, that kind of modern art.
But a lot
That's
of
not art.
But there is like a lot of really cool, unique stuff here, and it's free, like we said. So
Yeah, how could you complain?
and it's close to the metro station, so it's easy to get to.
Yeah. So if you're in Kuala Lumpur, after the museum, you know, it shouldn't all just be food. Come see the art museum.
Yeah.
Right? Get a little culture into it, you know? We realized as we were leaving the art gallery that it's also the end of our time here in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. A beautiful skyline behind us. We think it's a good place to say goodbye to the video and say goodbye to our time here. The Petronas Towers, very iconic. We really enjoyed exploring the capital and seeing iconic things like Petronas Towers, Batu Caves, but also going to the History Museum and the Art Museum, as well as intermixed in all of that.
So much good
food, yeah. Malaysian food is delicious, and it's been an absolute pleasure to kind of get ourselves into Malaysia through both its sights and its tastes.
Yeah, it's been a good, really good mix of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just left us a lot more. So, anyways, that's it for us in Malaysia. If you're in the area of the world, you gotta come check it.